to set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
Here's the reality, and welcome back, AKAPADers. We do have one more best of 2025. Now, I gotta go through my list, go through some of my files. I may have a couple personal ones to drop. My personal best of 2025 would be like my most watched movie, my most discovered movie. I still have to double check River's Edge. That may have got the wrong thumbnail and the wrong title. But guys, we're doing the best of 2025. We're winding down to the end. And if you're new here, guys, everyone, you, guys, girls, cats and dogs, ghouls and ghosts, this is the AKAPAD Film Buff Podcast. And you may ask yourself, what is this? Why is what is in my ears different than the rest of the world, the rest of the spectrum, everything else that everyone is putting out? And it's simple. We watch movies, we discuss movies, we review movies, we talk about movie news, and even a little bit of life along the way. And AKAPADers, let's get to the real point. I want to hit, because you guys know this movie's a recommendation. This movie's also, right? Netflix coming in hot with the with the romantic comedy of the year. I almost said sci-fi comedy of the year. Sophia Carson. This is our girl, right? Let's get her name right. Written, directed by Adam Brooks. And fantastic movie. It's if Life List sounds to you a little bit like Bucket List, it's true. But it's so much more heartfelt. It's a little bit more real in my eyes. Because, recently, it dealt with a major passing within the family. And we're all reeling from it still. Doing some of these episodes with you guys helps me kind of just forget about it for a little bit. So let's get to the real controversial statement, because I do want to get a little bit into why I feel like this movie is meaningful and the career of Adam Brooks, because he has, I view, illustrious romantic comedy career. He's one of the minds, he's one of the thought leaders on this type of fiction. And that kind of connects me to the bigger point, which is, why is that name not known? Why is it not discussed? We can sit down, AKAPADers, and we can talk about the best of horror, best of sci-fi, action, even drama. The list goes on and on. And for some reason, the romantic comedy is left out, because the romantic comedy isn't quite comedy. Controversial statement inbound. Trigger warning. Women fail romantic comedy. Women run so much, I would say almost all of the PR. Public relations. Big and small. Here in Philly, we have a whole industry of independent women PR agencies. They're all over the effing place. You can't keep track of them. Romantic comedy pulls in women. Social media, PR, social media marketing, all of these things that control everything in front of our eyes nowadays, controlled by women. Women understand social media and participate in social media, even rig it in such a way that men normally don't even care about, because, well, we don't focus on social media. It's very different. Men are on social media because women are on social media. But then we get this media arm. Like, let's just say women control media, the media apparatus. And they don't promote movies like this. They don't forward movies like this. They rather promote trash like Early Morning Milking Club, if you guys are familiar with that, or Morning Glory Milking Club, if you're familiar with that romantic novel boom that's happening right now on Amazon, but courtesy of TikTok. They rather kind of like push this trash and not original, heartfelt stories that in grief have people finding a path. And that's what the life list is. And to get to the absolute nuance to why this is, I believe, better and more meaningful than a bucket list movie, right? But we love Jack Nicholson. Is that this girl's mother writes this list and it's discovered. And then the daughter completes the list that her mother intended for her, never gave to her, but then in a way it was also like a personal note. It was maybe never meant to find her, but you find this. So it's not a bucket list. It's a life list, a list for someone else. And you honor that person. You honor what that person wanted for you. It's so original. Loved it. I loved this girl falling in love. I loved this girl moving on and healing. And the contrast of it all. Now, there was, I forget the other Romanian comedy. There was the one where they were going to Paris, but it was like Paris, Texas. That's hilarious. But the Romanian comedy genre, in my view, and what makes it so special is it's on par with the best of horror and the best of science fiction. And we should understand why it's aligned with that. Because the best horror, the best science fiction, just for example, recently I did a discussion on Richard Linklater's Blue Moon. And that's a movie. It's a one-room movie. Everyone's in a bar. And it's just like a moment of a time of a life before tragedy occurs. But we see just the moment and the night, and that's it. And we move on. And dramas sometimes, or what we might want to call film or cinema, can be really, it can be about nothing or trivial things or meaningless things, but we're engaged in the story because, again, like the power of the storytellers. But when it comes to Romanian comedies, science fiction, and horror, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk over Dallas. Dallas is getting into something. If you guys are new to the podcast, Dallas is my wonderful Norwegian long hair show-winning cat. He's been a part of everything I do in social media for quite some time. People love him. It's the concept, right? Like the concept of horror sells the idea. And sometimes, right, like the execution, I would say Bring Her Back, right? Like we've seen that concept before, but the execution. Weapons, all concept. The best of science fiction, all concept. The idea of the movie squeezes your orange to get that juice out. Romantic comedy, Ghost of Boyfriend's Past, Failure to Launch, When Harry Met Sally. You've got mail. High concept. But everyone ignores this. So even when we get a wonderful romantic comedy that is high concept, the concept big enough to pay attention to, that's original, that's because of that feels a little bit more real, it just comes and goes. Isn't that amazing? Lifeless is a fantastic movie, and we get into, I gotta say it, the writer of Practical Magic. Recently watching this movie, Practical Magic, I think is getting a remake / real-time update. Writer of Beloved, 1998. What a big year for Adam. 1995, speaking of Meg Ryan, French Kiss, and Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan became the Romanian comedy girl of the 90s. She helped build the template of what maybe, like middle-aged actresses or actresses that could have been fading, right? I mean, even Barbara Streisand. Wow. Was she fading when she directed Mirror Has Two Faces? Almost You, 1984, director. Wimbledon, writer. Bridget Jones, Edge of Reason. Maybe I've saw that on the date, but I can't speak of it. Wimbledon's fantastic. Definitely, maybe. I want to say that's a viral movie. And Napoli Ever After. I wish I could speak on that one. Definitely, maybe. Writer director, 2008. This is Adam here is one of the minds of romantic comedy. So if you want to like judge a critic or even judge a friend of yours that likes to talk high and mighty on film, my film buffers, attack them on romantic comedy and use some of these points. It will expose them, because you can't be a rounded film goer without knowing some of the names and some of the properties and even the click of the genre to why it clicks with certain people and why it's necessary. If they're dismissive, take anything they say regarding film as a grain of salt. Now, get it. You'll always get people that just like things and just, they like what they like. That's different. You know who I'm talking and speaking of. AKAPAD, the romantic comedy of the year. Adam Brooks, Netflix, The Life List. The Life List. The Life List.
Roll sound. Rolling.
Sound production,
Let
take
me
2.
cut in. Sorry, AKAPAD. I know it's such a hot, passionate episode, but I'm breaking the flow real quick just to remind you guys. If you want to support me, one of the best, easiest, and free ways to do it, leave a comment. Give me a like. I know there's someone out there that you know that loves film as much as I do, that love the film industry as much as I. Show this to them. Comments, likes, and reviews, positive or negative, it doesn't matter. We need to increase our reach, and to do that requires your involvement in everything that I do. We're linked. We're forever bound. You're the membrane. I'm the muscle. So guys, let's just do it. One review. Do you have it in you? Okay, back to the show.
Roll sound. Rolling.
Sound production, take 2.
Let's take this time real quick, AKAPADers, my fellow film buffers, and let's just go over the schedule. This is years in the making. This type of rollout I've been planning for years, but we're finally here. So here we go. Early in the morning, that's the new stuff. 8 a.m. Now, 8 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, these are movies maybe of something coming out. Like if there's a Marvel movie coming out and we want to do a retrospective on that particular franchise, or if Sylvester Stallone comes back and gives us Rocky Part 18, we might want to use the later time slots for a week or two to go over all of the Rocky movies. Now, we have a lot of different threads on this podcast that's explored 8 p.m. So 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Wednesdays at 8 p.m., this is our creator spotlight. We could do an episode on Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, some of the new guys, Spike Lee, even composers, guys like John Williams. This brings us into the weekend. Saturday, Sunday morning. Again, we're back at that 8 a.m. drop. We do cartoons because I want to emulate the times where you would wake up with a bowl of cereal and watch cartoons all day Saturday and all day Sunday, and then eventually you would get to touch grass because you would have one of your friends knocking on your door to play in a touch football game or even some baseball, basketball. The weekend nights, let's get into education. 8 p.m. Again, all of our drops are either 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. But the weekend nights, documentaries, and I focus on creative documentaries because I feel like a part of this film buff movement that we're all bathing in, that I'm super grateful for, is education. And some of where we're finding our facts, some of the general enjoyment, because I love documentaries, all of this is explored at 8 o'clock p.m. And trust me, there's a lot there. There's a lot out there that I didn't even know existed. And we're going to go beyond that too. We're going to get into some of the graphic art, some of the special effects, some of the makeup documentaries. There's a lot to learn, and I'm so happy to bring you the 9P because, guys, you guys know I'm an autodidact. I am self-educated. Sure, I have some certifications. Sure, I spend time at the Art Institute of Philadelphia for animation. But in large, I'm a self-educated, self-made person that's connected to the weekend 8 p.m. drops. My AKAPADers, my film buffers, I hope to see you there for all of it. I love you guys, and rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap. Okay, that's a wrap.